All right, the Alabama weekend is here. Hopefully, you guys all had a good week. Thunderstorms beginning to wind down across central Alabama, and for several, this might be the only rain that we get as we roll into the weekend. For others, more showers and thunderstorms are still possible. So let's get right into it here. Once again, convection really peaked about 2 hours ago. This is about 6:50 at the time of this. And from the Birmingham radar, which for those of you who wondered earlier, you popped up perhaps an actual radar site-specific app. Birmingham was down for routine maintenance. It is back up. The best batch of storms is going through northeastern Coosa, southern Clay, riding that line there, 280 between Alex City and Sylacauga. And we have a couple still going up along the Tennessee River. This is just east of Athens, off of 72, and then right over Priceville there, right before you cross that bridge on I-65, before the branch to 565. Again, lightning with these, but they're gradually beginning to fizzle out. There's east central Alabama. We were just talking about the thunderstorm that is about to cross into Tallapoosa. We have another in eastern Talladega County, and this is headed towards southern Cleburne and northern Randolph here. So again, rain chances are not out of the question moving through the evening, especially down here in the Wiregrass. There's still some pretty good thunderstorms here, especially down north of I-10 in Crestview and Okaloosa County. You also have up here in northern Henry County, southern Barber, right over Lake Eufaula, and down I-65, that stretch between Bruton, Bay Minette. Some good thunderstorms there. So a couple more hours and then things will fizzle out. You can see the result of the rain or lack of. Look at Dothan, 93 degrees. And everywhere else, I mean, it is almost 7 o'clock. And I remember when I lived in Dothan, I'd wake up to do the morning show and it would still be in the 80s. So, man, it's too much. So rain cooled air in some spots, others not the case. All right, let's go to the upper air look. This can tell us just so much about what we're going to see here. So I'm going to push this forward. This is Saturday. It's Saturday night. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So this is move this ahead to Sunday. So this is when the ridge really starts to develop and solidify. And as it does so, we're likely to see a drying trend for parts of the southeast here. Remember, when we talk about a high pressure, an upper air high, it's pushing down towards the surface. It's high pressure. It's applying pressure to the Earth's surface. At the same time, it's a very warm air mass under there, which expands. Warmer air takes up more space, and so you tend to have a higher atmosphere, and that's what we're looking at as well as those atmospheric heights. So look in between here. This is a little upper low that's going to try to form here. So here's a short wave. And the short wave, I'll redraw that. A little short wave trough is exactly the type of thing that can bring about enhanced convection. So by Sunday afternoon, this is just in front of that upper low, that little short wave in the atmosphere, your rain and thunderstorms are going to develop right in here. Okay? And then we call them ridge riders. So here's the top of our high pressure ridge. These will follow along that boundary, moving up into the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. So while the ridge is in place, and it will generally mean warmer conditions and drier conditions for us, the northern part of Alabama is going to be susceptible to some of these thunderstorms as they roll across. Again, perfect setup where you've got this initialization point, short wave, upper low, sandwiched in between two highs, and then these just basically follow the line of what makes the most sense, which would be up and over Alabama. So let's go to Monday now. This is at 3 o'clock, and once again, a pretty good area of high pressure depicted here. Right beneath the high, where there's a maximum, that's where our convection is most limited. In the summertime, it's almost impossible for us to go a whole day and say 0% chance of rain. The low begins to regress back this way. Part of that is because this high is shifting west. This low can't go anywhere, so this is going to mean rain for Texas, for the Texas Panhandle, for southwest Texas, southern New Mexico. So when this has nowhere to go, because you got two features being right here and right here, this is stuck in place and likely will be for a couple days. So that's Monday at about 3 o'clock. And then we go to about 3 o'clock on Tuesday. And once again, the oranges are depicting atmospheric heights. When we have higher heights, those darker orange, those are geo heights. They typically mean that we've got a warmer air mass beneath there, and we'll be a bit hotter by Tuesday afternoon. We start to see a little progression of this this low up to the north in the central plains, but our high remains pretty steadfast here through at least Wednesday. So this tells me a couple things. Number one, we're going to see a warming trend across the board in the southeast. Number two, our rain chances coverage are going to go down, even if ever so slightly. They weren't necessarily very high during the week, but I do not believe we'll be getting higher here over that stretch in the forecast. So love talking about a good old upper air look. All right, this is NDFD data for rain probabilities. This is Saturday, between a 15 and 40% chance. Pretty equal across the states. The highest coverage, though, the sea breeze front, which, of course, is depicted right down here. You can actually see pretty much where our rain chances are going to be highest, and this is your sea breeze that throughout the day usually can make it up to US 84. Sometimes it can make it even further to the north, up closer to Troy, but that's why you have those higher rain probabilities in there for the weekend. That was Sunday. This is Monday. And remember, that upper high, well, there's your kind of donut there where you're going to have the maximized high pressure and likely just the lowest rain chances here. So as you know, those rain chances go down, you know our highs will go up. Let's look at Saturday afternoon. Got a lot of 90s out there, some mid-90s for the Wiregrass, Covington, Houston, Coffee, Dale, Geneva counties, all in the middle 90s. Birmingham at about 92. Hamilton right around 90 degrees. By Sunday afternoon, we've got highs very comparable to that, if not maybe slightly warmer. And we'll just continue to see this compilation. The days compile up as we stay dry, the surface heats. We'll just continue that warming trend. It kind of compounds the warming process heading into next week. So remember that low being in place there. This is a look at the 7-day rain, and this is an average. So this basically would say, hey, over the next 7 days, how much rain will you see on a daily basis? Well, let's give you an idea. Across central Alabama, 1/10 of an inch of rain. That's not much. We're going to have a lot of dry days. Across southeast Alabama, about 1 inch of rain over a 7-day stretch. And again, that's near the sea breeze front, makes sense. But here in parts of Texas, just to remember, that upper low was right here, okay? Rain's going to form in here, and it's going to come up and over the Tennessee Valley, and that's why you're seeing all of this rain in here as well. That's going to be the kind of active part of the country over the next several days. Closer look at the Alabama 7-day rain totals. Highest down along the coast, closer to Florida's Big Bend. All right, one last thing to address, the tropics. This time of year, you know, we look downstream as far as timing to see, are there going to be any tropical waves? Is there anything that shows up consistently on model runs? One of the issues that we happen to have in our industry is you'll have people who grab a model run that will show something that we call an anomaly or an outlier. It's something that no other model is picking up, or not many are, and they'll just post it. I'm here to tell you, almost all of the long-term models this time of year wanting to spit out some sort of tropical system, and in some cases a strong tropical system, 10, 14, 18 days out. So just careful before you buy into that. I don't subscribe to any of that nonsense that you do, that you need to be forecasting that. You just don't know. It's got to form, it's got to develop, intensify, and then we can start talking about where it is and where it's headed. So the NHC has no areas of concern over the next 7 days, which is always a good thing, even though we're still early in the tropical season. So I'll leave you with one final look at the composite across the southeast, and thunderstorms now shifting south of the Alabama-Florida state line. They're fizzling out in East Alabama and over Barber County as well. So that is your Friday discussion into the weekend. And I hope you guys all have a great couple of days here. Get ready for the higher heat levels, and we'll have another update coming early on next week. We'll see you then.